Well, good morning, guys. We are going to be heading out here in a second, but the back of my truck is just getting to be a disaster. I got prospector scoops and other little scoops and pans and all kinds of crap all over the back of this. I'm going to go to a place down in a culvert where I'm going to do some crevicing today. I'll take you guys along. We'll go check it out, see if we can find anything in there. This particular spot, I'm not 100% on yet. I'm still just doing some exploratory things. We will see how this pans out. But let me get all the tools I need and buckets and all that good stuff. Of course, we're gonna have to use a vacuum. Let me get organized, guys. We'll hit the road and I'll show you where I'm going. But here we are, we're at the spot, guys. I've got all my gear down here in the hole. I was here a few weeks ago, poking some holes in some ice to see if I could find some gold. I'll turn the camera around, I'll show you that. And then I'll show you what we're getting ready to do today. You can see that little circle there. That's where I used the roto hammer to poke a hole in that ice. This is all of some of the spoils from when I used the hand dredge. But this heavy bedrock here, you know, the water comes down and this area, I mean, you could crevice there, dig out right in here, see what you got there. All of this stuff over here could all be creviced, but for the next sample at this spot, I'm going to open up this crack right here. We're gonna get down, see what's going on with this. The water flow would be coming this way, so this would make for a good little gold trap. Let me get everything set up, get the demo hammer and crevicing tools and all that stuff. That's what I had to get packed down here. Not a fun time trying to get up and down that crazy old hill over there, but let me get to work on this, guys, and I'll be back here in a sec.
This crack, it looks about 2-3 inches wide up there at the top. You would think that demo hammer would just be able to easily just rip down through there, but I found it to just be a dirt level at the top up there. As I started chiseling down through there, that crack got real tight real fast, so it started getting real difficult in a hurry. Got my crevicing tool out, and that thing is maybe 3/16 of an inch wide, so it's kind of a thicker one. And it would fit in there pretty good, but I had to get my hammer drill in there with the spade bit and try to chisel open that gap a little bit more so that I could work on it.
Just ran into a water level, guys. Let me show you what I got going on here. So I know it's kind of dark down here and the lighting isn't the greatest, but down in here I've hit a water table little level. I kind of figured I was going to because I saw a little bit of water down in there. So, you know, I'm going to dig down so far to where I get to where the ice is, right? So it's going to freeze out here in the open air, but underneath these rocks, it's going to stay wet because of the thermal barrier of the rocks. But I'm making some pretty good progress here. I've picked at a bunch of stuff, opened this all up. There's a good little rock there I want to try to see. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it out. It's wiggly. It's pretty wiggly. Both of these are pretty wiggly, but they are they're in there pretty tight. And these little crowbars that I have with me that I got to haul down the mountain and through the woods just really aren't big enough. I'd have to bring a bigger one to get rid of these, but let me keep at it. I'll set up the camera over this way. We'll probably do another little voiceover or whatever on this deal, and then I'll be back when it's time to start using the vacuum to suck all this up.
If you have never been out to crevice on a joint like this, I'll tell you what, it is not easy work. It is a pain in the butt. And this crack right here, I swear to you, the thing has got to be 15 feet deep. You know, gold falls to the lowest point, but this thing just kept going and going and going and going. It was just incredible. And then how do you get all that material out? You try to scoop it out and drag it up with the crevicing tool, but I couldn't get to the very bottom of that. And here I've got these two stones that I'm trying to work on to get out. They were kind of loose. They were a little bit wiggly, but I'll tell you, they were Tetrised in there so darn tight. And there's a fence post sitting right there that is kind of a cheesy one, but I probably should have tried to use that. It would have had a lot better leverage in some way if I could have been able to jam it in there to pop those two out. I ended up taking the hammer drill and just chiseling all the way around the sides to get a little bit more space before I could get those things up and out of there, but they were a chore. And for some reason, I started to feel led to believe that those holes that were drilled in there and the way that those rocks are cracked up and broken, I actually do think that they lit some charges under there and just blew it up a little bit, but then maybe later said, you know, this is just going to be too much, so we're going to go to a different style culvert and not do the blasting.
Whew. Man, those two rotten teeth were a son of a bitch to get pulled out of this little tight hole. I had to use the roto hammer to make space around the cracks, but finally got them. There's another one in here. I think I'm just going to leave it alone. But let me show you the game plan from here. Show you my bucket. And let you see what I'm going to do here with this material. That's my partial bucket of crevice material. It's dirty as all hell. It's just muddy down in here. So what I plan to do is I pulled these two rocks out. You can see it's starting to fill up with water. And that's what I want to happen. I want this to get just as high as it possibly can, full of water. And then like that rock there, I can just dump it in there, splash it, clean off all the stuff. These rocks are too big to haul back up to the truck. So after I end up washing off all these bigger rocks, I'll suck up all the fines down here on the bottom. And this is all still rock right here. It's not even dirt. So the vacuum will suck that right up and it'll be good. If anything else happens out here that's interesting, guys, I'll be back. Well, that's looking pretty good. All right, here comes the boring part. I'm gonna get the vacuum, suck all this up, get all of our stuff loaded up. I'm just here for a quick sample. If I find some good stuff here, then I know, you know, that's just another clue to this tunnel. And then eventually I'm gonna be back, okay, to dig across this way. This is very dark rocks and good looking material over here. So I'll just throw the rocks aside, come down here, grab material from over here on top of that bedrock, probably break a hole in that ice over here, bring my high banker down here and then just run it like that. So, but wish me luck, guys. I'm gonna turn the camera off while I vacuum this out and then I'll be back. So that's what my hole looks like. It's filling up with water pretty quick. But look at that nice little quartz vein through there. That is pretty. I don't see it going up this way, but it's just probably dirty. But anyway, guys, that's the job for the day. Time to get all this crapola packed up the hill. That's going to be kind of a heavy bucket because it's got some pretty big stones in it. Once I get back to the house, I'll show you what we're going to do with this. I'll clean it, I'll classify it. Probably not going to run it through the sluice. It's only a couple pans full probably. So we'll just pan this out. I'll catch up with you here in a little bit.
So you can see me struggling to get up this hill. It was steep, and man, that material's soft and rocky. But of course, here at the end of the day, all else fails. You can see the drone flying around. Don't know if you guys are drone pilots or ever played around with any of them. They are pretty much kind of a pain in the butt. Having a gold hobby and a drone hobby all at the same time, it is pretty rough. But this thing started to act up on me. It had a mind of its own. The GPS signal was weak. Here it is. Like I said, it's at the end of the day. I'm trying to kind of get home. There's cars driving by. It was a total pain. It kind of lost control, flew into that tree. And what do? I guess the only thing a guy can do is grab some rocks and see if you can knock it out of the tree. Towards the end, that wasn't working, so I went and got my rope. I was thinking about tying a big rock on one side of the rope and just throwing it up there, and then I could fish it back down and keep going. But, you know, it's just always something out at the claims that just always seems to throw a curveball at you. All right, guys, here we go. I wet classified this stuff and did not get a whole lot of material, so that's a good thing. But I do not have a good feeling about this. The material did not look all that great. We'll see how this all pans out. We'll get the material poured in the pan here. It's the next day, guys. You know, that dang drone screwed me up, so. But guys, we're gonna throw this on to fast forward, see if we get anything out of this stuff at all. Enjoy the jams, guys. I'll be back. Well, guys, there it is. That is a better result than the last time. When I used the hand dredge, I may have even lost some down here. I'll have to go scope it out. Let me get this stuff sucked up. All right, guys, I'm gonna go through this backside, see if I ended up losing anything here. Good possibility, as always. Do not see anything there, so that's not too bad at all. We'll get this pan all cleaned out. So did find 6 or 7 pieces in there or something like that. So hey, man, I'm happy. That's a good little indicator that it's good to go. Maybe go back and do some more crevicing over there. I still want to go back one more time and check that other material on that other side. But guys, let's get inside. Let's get to the scale and see if this thing even weighs. Well, it's gonna be time to get back to this spot before too long. I did end up finding a little bit in here, but we will just see the scale. I've got it all teared out. I tried to weigh it a couple different times. There's nothing but zeros, not a whole lot of heroes right there. There's little tiny little pieces of gold, guys. That was a pretty good little day. I mean, I wasn't over there for very long, so it's totally worth it to go back on this one. But guys, appreciate all you out there. Hope that you guys have yourself a good day. If you'd crush out our subscribe button, that'd be greatly appreciated. Gold Pan and Suntan is out.